Hey everybody, welcome back to another Triple Hound video, and we are making more custom Fortnite skins as we so often do, and this time we are responding to a viewer request to make War Machine and Loki. The skin you see in front of you now is our try at War Machine. There's no real significant connection between War Machine and Loki other than they're both characters in the MCU, so I'm not entirely sure why. In this case, the request came in for both of them together, but since it was a request for War Machine and Loki, I'm making War Machine and Loki. Loki is going to be the star of a forthcoming Disney Plus television show, so it seems like a good time to make Loki because of that. War Machine, of course, is going to play a more significant role in the MCU with the death of Tony Stark and Iron Man. Before I get into making the skins, though, I just want to point out that this silver version of Iron Man that you could unlock back in Chapter 2, Season 4 is probably the closest thing in the game to an actual War Machine. Of course, the guy underneath it with his mask off is Tony Stark as opposed to Rhodey. But in terms of like look, if you were going to go with a War Machine preset and you had the silver version of Iron Man from Chapter 2 Season 4, this is probably your best bet in a War Machine preset. But the commenter wanted us to make a custom War Machine outfit, and so that's what we're going to do. To make the custom War Machine, we used the Hypersonic skin with the Bionic Forge suit pattern, hairstyle A, no mask but belt on. Obviously, War Machine as a character does have like a helmet on if you decided you wanted to give him something like a full mask in order to try to replicate his helmet. Can't fault you there, that's not a bad idea. But as long as you have a helmet on him, you might as well go with the silver Iron Man that I just mentioned. So we're going head style, hairstyle A for our version. Of course, he's mostly metal armor, so primary material is metallic with the primary color of silver. Secondary material is also metallic, and we used platinum for the secondary color. Accessory color is black. High effects and eye color are both off. Skin tint and hair tint are both off as well. And we used the red cyclo for the middle of his chest for his, I don't know, repulsor thing, I guess you could call it. No scope actually works pretty well as well. It's basically just a circle. The red strike across the middle of it doesn't detract too much from it. So if you wanted to do the no scope sticker for his chest, that's not a bad idea either. Getting into his presets, we used the Jet Set back bling in the silver style of it for it to fit in with his outfit. It adds a little bit more bulk and has more robotic type look to it, so this really fits well. The Hulk Smashers, fortunately we couldn't do a silver and black version of these Hulk Smashers because that would be really perfect. I mean, it's like robotic hands. That make a lot of sense. You could also, if you wanted, use the Mark 85 Energy Blade, but again, it's not the right color, so as long as you're going to be using something that's the wrong color, I figured the robotic hands made the most sense. Hunter's Skyblade in the white version is what we used for a glider. Kind of fits because it allows him to sort of fly down to the earth like Iron Man or in this case, War Machine would. I liked overlay for his contrail. You know, it just kind of looks like what you might see if you were looking through the visor helmet of Iron Man or War Machine. For emotes, mostly just our standard suite of superhero fighty emotes like Shadow Spar, but we also did Flippin' Away, you know, the Iron Man landing thing, and made sure to give him jump jets because this makes perfect sense for somebody like him. Hunter's Arsenal is our wrap. Again, it's the right color scheme. And for a banner, we just gave him the Iron Man face, but with silver as a background. Moving on to Loki, I have to admit that I don't love the way Loki looks here. There's not a great way to make Loki using these customizable boundless skins in Fortnite. So this is among the less accurate ones I think we've made. But since the request again came in for War Machine and Loki's getting his own television show here pretty soon, we thought, you know, what the heck, let's try and make it anyways. We used the Hunter skin and the dynamic suit pattern. Dynamic suit pattern is, I think, as close as we could get to the pattern that he frequently has in the comic book, more so than what you might see in any of the MCU movies. He has a much more gold and green suit when it comes to the MCU, but in the comic books he has pretty bright yellow in a lot of cases, and that's what we went with here. Hairstyle A, eye mask off, and belt on. Again, you can't do anything to make his horned helmet appear on his head, and that's really what would hammer this look home for him. Primary material is cloth, primary color is yellow, secondary material is metallic, and the secondary color is green. This is the same problem we have with a lot of our characters who have green in their costumes, especially dark greens, because the green that they have here is just so light that it's really hard to use for anybody in a superhero world. Most superheroes have some kind of a dark green in their outfit. We used this for Green Lantern as well, and the only way we could make it dark is by making it metallic. So even though Loki is not necessarily known for having a shiny green outfit, this was the only way we could make it dark. You could of course use dark teal and then change the material up here, something like that, but we just don't think it quite looked right. So we went with the green and the metallic and did the best we could. Green belt, no eye effects or eye color, no skin tint or hair tint, and no sticker. For our backbling we used the Emote Cape and just went green on green for that, again to replicate how he looks in the comic book more so than the MCU. The Spire Flame harvesting tool looked sort of like the scepter he uses with the Tesseract in it when he's sort of taking control of people's minds back in the original Avengers movie, so we thought this could kind of work for that. The Quinjet, of course, was back in that original Avengers movie. They captured Loki and they took him away in the Quinjet, and that was where Thor came and took him out, and they all had a battle in the forest there, so we thought the Avengers Quinjet worked. The Doom Drop gives him something that's the appropriate color, I guess, on his hands when he's diving down to Earth. And he's a trickster, so we used cardistry. He's not necessarily a card player, but he's sort of an illusionist. Similarly, we gave him featherweight for that same reason, not because he's super strong, but rather because he is always playing tricks on your mind. We gave him the right wrap, and this is a little bit of a stretch, I admit, but it's the right kind of yellow color. And I gave him Thor's hammer just because he's sort of related to Thor. He's his brother. He's obviously doesn't wield the hammer himself, but that's at least the same universe, same idea. And let's drop Loki into a solos match just to kind of see him moving around the map. Maybe he'll win me over in gameplay. I don't love the way Loki looks as a custom skin here. I think we did the best we could with the tools we have using the boundless customizable skins here in Fortnite, but I don't know. Without the horned helmet and some ability to put different textures and things on his outfit, I mean, other than being green and yellow, I just don't think there's a way to make Loki really look good in this game. I think we're going to have to wait for Fortnite to release an official version of Loki for it to really look good. I don't know. Like I said, I think we did the best we could with what we had, but I still don't like the way this guy looks all that much. Now I'm into a little bit of gameplay with War Machine, and I gotta say, I think he looks much better than Loki, at least with regard to his accuracy. I know War Machine doesn't have like wings typically sticking out of his back, but he does kind of fly like this, or can kind of fly like this, and it's robotic and stuff. I mean, I really think this looks much more accurate than the Loki skin did. Alright, come on, hook me up with something good. And that was a little bit of gameplay with our custom Loki and War Machine skins made by request here in Fortnite. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you'll never miss a new video of ours. And yeah, use code TripleHound in the Fortnite item shop and Epic Games Store. And have a great night. Bye-bye.